where the action at. This where they packing at. This where it's cracking at. Bringing it back to that. Making you get to that.
My name's Andy Yosha, and this is my friend Yad.
Hi.
Who's seen Yad's Kiss Close video on YouTube?
It was great. It's great. Nicely done.
Okay.
Thank you.
Nice, okay. Well, that is what we're going to hopefully get you guys doing by the end of this talk. We've only got an hour, and what we've done is, I'm going to try this little thing, watch this. Yeah. What we've done is we've created the natural day game model, and it's the most, in the community, and people in the press, that's like the seduction community, the default is you have to go to a nightclub and you have to spit routines and spit lines and all that kind of stuff, and we think that is, we think there's another way. And I met Yad about 2 years ago, and basically this is from Yad. How did you come up?
Appropriately, we met out on the streets, right? I was just doing my thing out on the streets, and there was this lovely little blonde boy. And he was into this thing called night game, yeah? And I was like, what? This is ridiculous. You got to try street game, and he just fell in love with it, didn't you?
It's amazing.
Completely gave up night game, radical. So it was, but I think that's the power of day game, because you get introduced to this. It's almost like having a superpower. It's almost like being in a comic book and getting this like special vision, you know, like no one else has. Because you walk down the streets like many men do, and you see like all these hot birds. Birds means girls, by the way, in Britain. Not actual like, you know, exotic animals or anything like that. But yeah, you see all these hot girls, right? And you know, you look at them, you have a gander, and you just think, wow, look, they're pretty hot. But that's all you think, you know. But there's this special power you can actually approach and do anything you want to do, and you think you can do in a club, you could do on the streets. And probably, from my experiences, it's been a lot more nicer to do it in the streets than it is to do it in clubs. There are numerous reasons for this. Do you want to name it?
Yeah, go for it. Okay, every single Hollywood chick flick you see, that girl doesn't meet that guy in the club. He doesn't come up to her on the dance floor, start gyrating behind her, and then she tells her friends, oh, I met this gorgeous guy last night in the club and we went to the toilets and stuff. It's always in like the supermarket or the library or the park or something like that. So this is like, you can create these like Hollywood moments. And every single girl I've dated in the last year has all been from meeting them in the day, mostly in the street. That's me and Yad's favourite, hence the intro tune. And every single one has said they loved the approach. This is how girls really want to meet a guy. They don't want to, you know, meet their next boyfriend in a bar, in a club when they're drunk. They want to be shopping, they want to be in the park, and they want to.
Hold on, don't scare him with boyfriend. Fuck buddy is just as good. Yeah. So, but Andy's point is very, very spot on, because it's like these girls are walking around streets. They don't have the sort of ability to come up to you and say hello. You have that ability as a man, okay? And we have to utilize this ability. That's all I'm saying. And the thing is, they're just open to it. They're so open to it. They walk around thinking the same things as us, but they can't do anything about it. And when a man's sort of just looking at him and almost like sleazing over him, right, it becomes that. If you look at a girl that you fancy and you don't go over and do anything about it, it's almost like you're sleazing over her. You're just like get-go in him to do anything. It says so much.
Balls.
Balls, basically. It says so much about you, you know, as a man to not be able to do that. So just from that, just from the fact that you've looked upon this beauty of womanhood and you've not done anything about it as a man, I mean, that's counting yourself out of the gene pool straight away. And why would you do that? So the thing is, you've got to be open to this, and if you are, they are. Because your masculine vibe, when you walk around the streets, your masculine vibe dictates how that girl feels. Okay, we'll get onto that a little bit more. And
the cool thing is that, like, for me and Yad, this is the most normal thing in the world. I remember what it felt like when I was starting this, and it just felt crazy, ridiculous. Like going to the gym for the first time, you're there and this doesn't feel right, you know? But to me, like me and Jan, if we walk past, we see a girl and we don't approach, we feel guilty. We feel really, really bad.